I was the college topper in first year, and it ruined my NEET-PG and INICET preparation. In this video, I am going to cover why college topper does not equal NEET-PG and INICET ranker, and the radical changes I made in first year that after implementing them, I am well on my way to becoming a top rank, getting a top rank in the future. I am Ogniv Roy Chaudhary. I am a second year MBBS student from ESIC Joka, and I'm documenting my journey to getting AIR1 in NEET-PG and INICET in 2029. So do subscribe my channel if you want to follow me along this journey as I continue to share insights and knowledge that never has been disclosed before. Before I start, let me tell you a story. So this is back in first year. I was sitting in my anatomy lecture hall and I was waiting for my first semester anatomy results. At this point of time, I was very anxious, thinking, please God, make me pass. Because before coming in here in MBBS, I had seen all these videos like passing is so difficult, bro. If you even can get 50%, that is well enough. So I had this anxiety. Will I pass or will I not? Then the results were published. And you know how much I got? I got 78% marks in first year, in first exam itself. I couldn't believe it because till this point of time, I have never topped an exam. Never in my school, never in my NEET UG days, never. The most I got was maybe a 10th or 11th position. And it took quite some time to sink in. And I was ecstatic. I said, how did this happen? Because I kept seeing all these people who are studying all day after coming in MBBS. There was this one guy who studied from morning till the night, even in the first month of our college. After the initial rush got out, the teacher came and he congratulated me that I have got very good marks. And every one of my batchmates clapped for me. I mean, that memory is burned in my mind. I was so happy that day, so happy. But there was a dark thought at the same time. I have to continue this. This clapping should not stop. And I will make sure to do whatever it takes so that it continues. So, as the months progressed, I kept doing the PYQs because it gave me success the first time. I kept doing the PYQs and nothing else, by the way, only the PYQs. And I kept getting marks, and my marks only got better. There was even an exam where I got 85% marks. But during this first year, as the time went on, there were this few doubtful periods where my marks and my performance would dip quite a lot. And I would think that I would not think much of it because I was the topper. I'm getting so many marks. As long as I'm getting more than other people and topper, everything is fine. But the doubt still kept looming over my head. And finally, just before few weeks before my first prof exam, I realized what it was, this nagging feeling I had. So I was documenting, I was channelizing and categorizing all the PYQs that came in the previous years. And there was a clinical case that was given in physiology. And for the life of me, I couldn't figure it out. I had studied the CNS chapter the day before, and I couldn't really figure it out. So what I did, I went to the physiology HOD room, and I asked her, "Ma'am, what is this clinical case? I do not understand. Is it Brown-Sequard syndrome?" She said, "Yes, obviously this is Brown-Sequard syndrome." And she looked at me like this. She didn't say anything that day. But I realized what she was trying to say. I had fallen so deep into chasing these marks that I couldn't even diagnose the basic clinical case. I thought, fuck me, man. What the fuck I was doing throughout all this year? In chasing marks, I had fallen so low that I had no basic confidence in my knowledge. I was not even confident if what I was diagnosing is it the right one. I had to go to my physiology HOD room to confirm whether it was correct or not. The reason I told you this story is because of my first point, which is MBBS exams are mostly a scam. Now, why I am saying this statement? You see, the way our MBBS curriculum is designed is like this. We have 3 internal exams and we get 1 month off before our main exam, which is the prof. Now, as you know, the time gets decreased with each internal exam. Like in the first internal exam, you get 4 months. In the second, you get 3 months, and in the final, you get hardly 1 or 1.5 months. Now, why is this system a big problem? Every year, people like you and me, I also did this. Okay, last year I did so many mistakes. From this year, I'm going to make sure I'm the next fucking genius doctor. So, what I'm going to do is I will read Robbins. If I am talking about pathology here, I will read Robbins. I will read this book, that book. I will attend the clinics. I will watch all the videos. I will watch 2 books, 3 books on the same topic. Now, initially, the energy is very high. We think that, okay, we need to make up for our last year mistakes. But as the time keeps on decreasing, we do not have anything else to do other than the PYQs. You have also felt like this. Like in the second year when I started, we were being taught cell injury, inflammation, all these chapters. There were many people, including me, by the way. I also did this. We started reading Robbins. Robbins is a very good book. Very many pictures and everything. But one chapter, it took about 1 to 2 weeks. I quickly realized that it is not going to be possible for me to read this very big book or even the other things as well. So I started cutting down my sources and I only watched from videos from that point on. And I continued throughout the year. Meanwhile, my other friend who started reading Robbins at the same time as me, he continued the same fucking pattern that repeats itself again and again every single year. And our second prof exam got over yesterday. And what he did? We were standing in the line. We were just going to enter the examination hall. And he was saying to me, look, this is the part I'm hiding my chits. I'm saying, wow, what topics did you make this chits? He said, I made the topics on inflammation, shock, those topics. I said, man, didn't you read that in the first part of our year from Robbins? Yes, I read that, but I do not remember anything. I need the help of chits. My friend started with Robbins and ended up with chits going to the examination hall. This is the MBBS system we are living in. You also will experience this if you are in first year or you are just now entering second year. As the year progresses, the later part of the topics you will have no memory. Now, as you know, this will not work in NEET-PG and INICET. Another thing that people mistake, and I also made a very wrong assumption of correlating the college marks with that your actual progress in your preparation. We can go into the debate of whether it is a subjective and objective exam. That is a very separate thing. But what happens is that you study very hard. This year, I'm going to make sure I'm going to get into the top of our college and I'm going to see all the videos. You do the notes as well. Maybe you even do the Q banks. But when the exam results come, maybe in the first internal, the results are not up to the mark. You are still getting 50, 55, 60 marks. At that point of time, if you believe that if your hard work is not working and you give up, then that is the greatest mistake you will make. And I was about to do the same thing. In second year, I at the first start of the year, I started watching videos, notes, and I did every single topic, not like last year, where I only did the PYQs. But when the first internal result came of our microbiology, I only got 61 marks. When in the previous year I used to get 86, 87. It was a big blow to me. Thinking, man, why is it not working? Shouldn't these teachers who are checking my answer script realize what hard work I'm doing? Meanwhile, this bitch who doesn't even know that HIV is a retrovirus is getting 86. Then I realized what is going on. The whole system is designed in such a way that it is completely dependent on the professors who is checking your exams, how much marks you are going to get. Some professors have this criteria that no matter how much you write, how better you write, you will not get more than 60% marks. I even asked the professor, sir, you told us to write about the complement, and I have written every single thing about complement, the classical pathway, the alternate pathway, the lectin binding pathway. Then why have you given me only 6 out of 15? And I'm not kidding when I say this. He told me this. Beta, I do not give more than 7 out of 15. Even if you write the whole book, even if you somehow manage to get this virus and bacteria into the question paper, I will not give you more than 7. Then I realized, oh, so I was the stupid dumb fuck who was believing that the college marks was correlating to my preparation. You need to, this is such an important concept. I cannot emphasize this enough. You need to get rid of this notion. Otherwise, you will give up on your NEET-PG preparation long before it gives you any result. The exam will not kill you. The exam difficulty level, nothing. The reason you will not get through NEET-PG and INICET because of this MBBS system, this scam exams that are going on. There is no positive reinforcement for us to continue NEET-PG and INICET preparation. Think about it. The person who are only doing PYQs, who are buttoning up the professors, they are getting the most marks. And the ones who are reading day after day and every single topic, doesn't matter if it comes in exams or not, they are being marginalized. They are not getting the marks and they are getting demotivated. You will get more marks and more status in college doing the bare minimum. Our college system doesn't rewards excellence, it rewards mediocrity. In first year, my knowledge had so many gaps. I used to read about nasal septum because it came in the PYQs, but the lateral wall of nose I didn't used to read. I used to read the anterior triangle of neck, but I didn't read the posterior triangle of neck. And this continued all along the whole shebang. Now you can guess why this is a problem. Now, the second point I want to introduce is the difference between seasonal and year-long preparation. We have already established that there is this 1 month, 2 month, this gap continues to decrease, and the time decreases as the year went on in MBBS, in first year, second year, and in the following years as well. So most people, what they do is, okay, the year has just started, bro. Why are you studying with books? Let's go through these trips. It's only October. Our exams won't be till February. Why are you wasting your time here? And we will study before the exams. And they do that as well. They actually do that. Just before 2 weeks before exams, they start with their books. Okay, if I don't study now, I will fail in the exams. Okay, let's see. Let me call up that topper, my topper friend of ours, which is me, by the way. And they say, bhai, I have not studied anything. Please tell me something. At that point of time, actually, they do not have any time. So what they do, I tell them, okay, study this one, this has come in exams, and you will pass. And they memorize everything that has the topic has in the subject, and they actually pass the exams. But when I ask them after the exams, how much of it do you remember? And do you have any concept? They say, no, 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 we have no concept about it. We just did it to pass the exam. We will study it later. We'll later and build concept. It's building concept. Who builds fucking concept in second year? It's for when we are in final year, we are in internship. We'll study that time. So there is this illusion of competence. On the one hand, we have the toppers of our batch who are getting 80% marks, 82% marks. And on the other hand, we have students who are not really doing great in terms of exams, but they have the knowledge, but somehow it's not showing in their copies. Now, when we compare these two people, on the outside looking in, the person who is doing MCQs, doing PYQs, they are further ahead. But and the knowledge one, they are further down. But you don't know what? In NEET-PG, these people who are taking these shortcuts and these things, they will get completely demolished. These people, of course, it is not a guarantee that they will do well, but they have a more chance of doing it well. This is the reason we see people who are not much toppers in their MBBS time, but they are actually getting top ranks. I was the topper in first year. If I had continued along that path, forget about NEET-PG and INICET. I would have even not been able to do well in my final props. The marks are the chokehold. These marks and this needing to do well in these exams and get a particular marks, they have got you by the balls. That if you do not do well in MBBS in these criteria, you will not be able to do well in the future exams. This is the reason you see, at least I see in my college, seniors who are reading the same topic in the final year again and again. I recently saw a senior who was reading medicine from these videos, and he was doing hepatitis. I told him, is there any difference between the hepatitis we're studying in second year and that of final year? He said, no, not much. They are just integrating all the three subjects that you are reading in second year. And I said, Bhaiya, why are you reading this? You should have read that in second year. He said, I actually only read to pass the exams. I have no concept. Even though during his time he got an honors in pathology. But I said, you got honors. Why have you no concept? Because getting honors and having an actual grip over the whole subject is a completely different ballgame. This is the reason people get so much stressed out in final year, because they have the same topics again and again. They have to read the same topics, because during the second year, in first year, even in third year, they have not read anything, or at least anything meaningful. They make notes and anything, but it is not something they can use in the future. Now, finally, you will say that, okay, Omid, you are saying that marks are not that important, and I get your point. But still, I want marks. Still, I want to do well in college. Let me tell you something. The way the questions are being asked nowadays in profs, at least in our university, they will give you one or two curveballs every exam which are not in PYQs. Someone who is only reading PYQs will not be able to answer it. Recently, our in Pharma 2 exams, there were many questions. There were two long questions at least, which were never asked in PYQs, not in 5 years, not in 10 years, not in 20 fucking years. No. It was a new question. Since I read from whole year and I read all the topics, I was able to answer it. Even though I didn't remember it well, on the day of the exam, I could write the answer. Meanwhile, other people were just chewing their pens. They couldn't even write anything. So even if your priority is okay, I want to do well in profs, even then you have no option. You have to have a comprehensive understanding of the subject. This doing PYQs and shit will not cut it. My exam results will be out in a month or so. And I can confidently tell you this year, my exams were far better than I did in the first year. And I'm satisfied and confident in my knowledge as well. I do not have this nagging anxiety that I wasted the entire year. I didn't even study much. I have no meaningful everything. I have confidence in my knowledge that yes, if some patient comes to me, I can at least diagnose the disease, what have an idea of the diagnosis, and I can kind of prescribe a medicine or two. This much confidence I have because of my intrinsic knowledge that I've gained all throughout this year. And I'm expecting, even though I do not care about these marks, they do not define me. They do not, in fact, they are, if some in long term way, they are even mess up your mind in NEET-PG and INICET preparation. But still, I am expecting very good marks. I will keep you posted. In first year, I had this routine. Every single chapter which was being taught in college, I used to open my tab and go through all the PYQs that were there. Okay, I will do this PYQ and do this PYQ. Okay, okay, okay. In fact, it was to this the anxiety was to this extent that there was some past paper missing 2 3 years back. I went to the university office to get those question papers because there was this anxiety in me. If I do not have this question, what if that year PYQs comes in this exam? And I was always in search of more and more PYQs. Maybe I have not done this PYQ and not that PYQ. Entire year I pulled this shit. I got the marks. I played that game very well, but I was not happy. And in the actual exam, the prof that came, there were many questions outside the PYQs. And during that time, I was, it was a very, 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 very hard experience. While this year, I didn't even look up the PYQs in the first 7 8 months. I just did my videos, I did the Q bank, I did the notes, and I was chill. Okay, even if something comes outside, I will able to be answered it. I will answer it confidently. And now, as my second prof has concluded, I can confidently say this is the case. My entire year was very chill. This autistic tendency of doing this PIQ, you don't need to do this shit. Only focus on the main thing that you have to do. That is your NEET-PG and INICET preparation, and everything else will take care of itself. Even the problems. And do not listen to these seniors who keep saying that no, these videos are too advanced, they have too much information, they are not for profs. You do these shitty books that we have and just enjoy, man. Pass these exams and enjoy. Uh, concept building you will do after your patient has died. Who builds concept in second? Concept is for after you get a medical legal case, only then you need to do concept. Concept, he's building a concept, he thinks he's something else. Also, do not listen to this two-faced batchmate of yours. They are also in this delusional bubble of chasing after marks, and they keep buttoning up the professors, which are, as you have passed your school exams, right? You remember what marks you get in the 11th? You do not remember because it has passed from your memory. The MBBS marks will be the same. Think about it. Which sounds more cool? Top rank in your top branch, and also from your top medical college, or being known as the topper of your batch, but he took anatomy PG. Which one sounds more great? I will let you decide. And with all due respect to the professors, they are not fucking NEET-PG and INICET experts. They do not know actually what the fuck to do to get top ranks. So do not listen to them. So okay, what I want you to do after seeing this video is this. Plan out your months that you have. Maybe you have 4 months, maybe you have 6 months, and think of this like a year-long preparation. No fucking bullshit of doing okay, I will start after January months come. Before one month before, I will start studying 2 to 3 hours per day. 4 months before, 1 month before prof, I will start for no. None of that bullshit. Pick out a calendar and divide the months. Okay, I have 8 9 months and I have to cover this subject. Maybe you have to cover pathology, pharmacology, microbiology, and divide it into chunks. I have 3 units. I will see this much videos. I will do the Q bank and I will continue to move forward. I will regularly study 1 to 2 hours per day and see the videos and do the Q bank. And when the exam comes, I will study for it because since I've already prepared everything, it will be a breeze for me. I do not need to see about this is autistic bullshit about PYQs. Do this action step and you will actually see the difference. You will be much happy. You will be much more satisfied in your knowledge, and also you will get more marks. Ironically, the in first year, I wanted everything to do with marks. I chased after marks and position, first rank, second, first rank, and everything. My name being known in college with juniors, seniors, everything. But in reality, I was not able to do that well. Even though I was the topper, but percentage wise, I was not able to do that much well, and it ruined my NEET-PG and INICET preparation. But in the second year, when I didn't even care about the marks, I was able to have all my concepts. I had the satisfaction of and the love for knowing medicine and also meaningful progress in NEET-PG and INICET preparation. And you know how I know that I have made progress? I'm making this YouTube video. So do action, take action on my advice, and keep grinding. And I will see you in the next one.